afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. And everybody on the West Coast, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And everybody else in between this great, big, beautiful country of ours. How the hell you doing? What do you know? What do you say? What's happening? Holy sheesh, oh man, oh geez. Okay, so I'm trying something new here. We're going to stop this here and stop that. Okay, we'll stop that right now. Okay, so it's not doing it anymore. I'm just doing a test. That's all. 30 seconds, whatever. And this is related. I always, we always, since we simulcast, we always record the audio show. Okay, but we haven't been recording the video show. We've been depending on YouTube for us to go the day after it's been approved or whatever, to download it. Well, last week I got a video that was yanked for a violation of medical misinformation about COVID-19. So, anyway, and there was no way I could get it back. But I still have the audio. And I've been over it and over and over. I can't see where... so I'm not even going to go there. But anyway, I got a warning. And I got to behave myself, so that's what we got to do. Okay, so, God. Anyway, I'm looking at all this goofy ass shit here. Hey, it's not a kid's show. You got crumb munchers, rugrats running around. If it's nice outside, kick their ass outside. If they're little, go ahead and put them for a nap. What else? Give them Xbox, PlayStation to play with or something. Tell them to go do that in the game room or wherever else you have it and stuff like that. iPad with headphones. Let them listen to some music. Not this show, please. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to start off here. And two things. Really, it's been, oh man, especially yesterday, really stuck in my craw. Okay, we went and we had the January 6th hearing. Started with the 4 police officers, correct? Correct. And it was a very, very good hearing. Very good. I mean, everybody was like right on. It was like, you know, here's the problem. There isn't one today. And I went on Twitter and I'm like, and I looked everywhere. I Googled and I did this and I did this and I went there and I went here. And there's no schedule. No schedule for it. No schedule when it's going to come back on again. So you don't know. What the hell, you know, like every hearing that I have ever watched, and I mean, I watched clear back to Watergate. Okay, I've watched a ton of freaking hearings. And like, once they start, they don't stop. They just keep going every day until it's freaking over. And some guy tells me on Twitter today, maybe 6 to 8 weeks before they... What? Are you shitting me? 6 to 8 freaking weeks before they have another hearing? Oh, geez, you know, I mean... How freaking asinine can you be? What are you doing? You're giving the Republicans, and I call them the Refuclicans, a chance to go ahead and get all their stories straight. Compare all their notes, have a nice, neat little package that they're gonna spout off when they get called as witnesses. This is so, man. If they... Tuesday, what, Wednesday. I'm coughing still. If they didn't have their shit together, why did they even start? If you weren't going to have your shit together and you weren't going to have everybody lined up to testify, then why do it? You know, people's attention span is about as long as a commercial. A 30-second commercial. 20-second commercial now. God. Oh, Lord. So sorry. I hope it didn't come out too loud. But I'm beside myself. This is like supposed to be a comedy show, and I'm like beside myself. What the hell? You know, this would be something great for Chuck's Rant Radio. They just go on and on and on about it. They're nuts. They're freaking idiots. They're assholes. Nancy, what are you doing? Oh, my God. So now everybody's up in the air. Well, who are they going to call next? Who knows? Nobody knows. Put your name in a hat. And I'm going to tell you something else. I even tweeted that last night. I do Twitter news too. Just like every Republican, they're blaming Nancy Pelosi for it's all her fault that they weren't ready and all this other crazy shit. No. Sorry, man, that's bullshit. Every one of you Republicans knew exactly what was going to happen, especially ones that were close to Trump. Mr. McCarthy, you know what they were planning. You know what they were going to do. Did you say anything? No. Come on. Jesus, come on. You know what? And the delay and Trump's sitting there watching TV while all this shit's going on. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's just like, those are my people. Yeah. Piss off. Okay, so that's my first thing. I'm going to drop it. Spend 7 minutes on it. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. This is fucked up. Okay? God. Okay, Wall Street Journal. This is Twitter news. Okay, there are millions of U.S. vacancies as the pandemic eases. But the reasons are more complicated than what those with a partisan agenda on the left or right claim. Okay, so it says on here, you can click the link or whatever, you go on Twitter or whatever. You should go to WSJ.com. Jobs are hard to fill, and ideology, see, that's why it's a Mangled News, folks. Okay, ideology makes it hard to understand why. It's easy to understand. Do you ever think these people are tired of fucking garbage wages? Oh, no. I never thought of that. People are sick of watching people like Bezos and what's this other virgin guy? What the fuck's his name? Spending mere hundreds of millions of dollars and shooting their rockets off in the sky. So they can have some fun. It's like right in your face. It's like right in your face. In your face, right just like that. In your face. Let them eat cake. There ought to be a boycott on them two guys just to let them know that, hey, there's regular people down here that like freaking could use that money. I know it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it, but bullshit. I don't need to see it on wall-to-wall television. You know what? Something, and that's why I'm doing this show. I got tired of Trump, COVID. You know why? Because, and this is one thing maybe they got right on the other side, calling it the lamestream media. It's tunnel vision. They have tunnel vision. They focus on stupid shit. Do you know China and everybody else have been frickin' building up their shit to start a frickin' war, and it's not even on television? Oh, no, that's not true. Yes, it is. They threatened Japan last week with nuclear war if they interfered with China dealing with Taiwan. Taiwan wants to take it back. They want to claim it. China wants to take Taiwan back That's ours. That's ours. The United States is sending ships over there. NATO sending ships over there. Russia, 50,000, 200,000, whatever. I can't remember the exact number. It was over 50,000 along the border of Ukraine. We're going to take Ukraine back. In the meantime, Biden just set it off too. He just about, hey, you know what? This 2022 election, you're interfering already. We're going to have to do something about it. Could be war. So you're beating the drums of war, and you people just don't know it. You're watching Family fucking Feud. Freaking idiots. That's like driving me crazy. Idiot. You know what? I used to, years ago, I had an ulcer. I don't know if it's going to ever come back. Maybe it will with all this shit. Here's a good one. Mr. Charlie. Not Mr. Charlie, M. Charlie. Okay, on January 6th, the hitman sent them. That's right, a hitman sent them. Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden didn't fly the planes on 9/11. He inspired others. How true. This is so freaking true. Okay, Grace says, if you are silent about your plan, others will use your silence as an excuse to keep expecting others to endure the same pain. Anyone who thinks Simone Biles is weak fails to see how much strength it takes to speak up. That's true. Kay Williams says, at the most important sports venue in the world, putting her career and personal relationships on the line is courage. This is true. This is true. Where are we at now? Okay, Jessica M, MSN, FNP-C. I finally agree with the CDC on their latest recommendations. The only part of it... Oh, this is Twitter news, folks. Between the coughing and all that other shit, I ain't get my shit together here, bud. Oh, my God. Okay, I finally agree with the CDC on their latest recommendations. The only part of it I disagree with is them recommending masks in areas with high transmission rates. What? It should be a countrywide recommendation. That would make it less confusing and a little safer. Okay, I agree. What's stopping people in high transmission county from going over to a low transmission county on a date? What if this is zero fucks given? Okay, this is true. What if one of them is a carrier of the Delta or subsequent variant? No thanks. I'll mask up all the time, no matter where I go. You know, and that's so funny too. There's still people on there saying, them masks ain't no good. Those masks don't work. Well, if they don't work, whatever happened to the flu and the cold this season? People masked up. And don't say that silly shit that people threw to people with the flu and the cold in with the COVID people to make the numbers bigger. What kind of freaking shit is that? How dumb can you be? You know what? That's what these people think. That's what I hate to call them that, but they're freaking morons. And then they're like, I even told a lady today, and I don't go on Facebook. God, I just stay away from that place. Okay? Because I got friends there that like freaking, you never knew, but they turned. They're like freaking zombies now, you know what I mean? And I told this lady, I can't figure you out. You know, she denied. She goes like, what insurrection? You know? What hearing? What hearing? Okay? And like, I'm like, I can't figure you people out. And I said, I didn't say you people. I said you guys. I said I can't figure you guys out. I says, look, you say you support the blue and everything else, but I said your people had a real good time trying to beat the shit out of them in the Capitol on January 6th. So I guess you support the blue only when it benefits you. But if you get a ticket or something else, the cops are bad. I said, you guys are so contradicting. You don't know what's up. You don't know what the truth is. You don't know what's real. I told her, I said, this ain't no freaking movie here, folks. This ain't no Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome shit. You know what I mean? People watch too many goddamn movies and stuff. I have no idea what the hell they do. They're crazy. They're absolutely... You know what it is? And I blame it all on our education system. And the parents. Might as well get them in there. Oh, I'm a good parent. Well, yeah, I try to do everything for my kid. You know what? You're right. You're right. So let's not blame the parents. Let's blame TV and movies. Oh my God, I'm in that. But the movies I make, one's funny, okay? And the other ones are instructional. Helping people with breathing problems. With COPD and shit. COPDhelptips.com. I had a COPD help group, a forum for people, but it got hammered. There were more Russian people on there than anybody. And then I started getting these spam people on there, and oh my God, it's got too much. I had to shut it down for a while, and that's bad. That screwed all these other serious people from wanting to do a forum thing. Okay, breaking news, call to activism, okay? And then SILG replied, call to activism. Breaking. Florida prosecutor Dave Ehrenberg. Matt Getz faces life in prison for sex trafficking. Sex trafficking. Anything to say, Matt? No. Okay. The SILG says, Ehrenberg said that back in April, it's not breaking anymore. Oh, it's news. I didn't hear it before, so it's breaking for me, lady. Oh, my God. Reverend, I don't know if it's Reverend, R-E-V, Rev Magdalene, replying to Rev Magdalene. It would be so rude, you see, to act on the assumption that the people who remain in the fascist party do so because they're true believers in fascism. Instead, assume the two dissenters secretly speak for the rest who secretly want to quit fascism but are too scared. Great plan. I wonder, yeah, that's true. How many of them don't have balls enough to say, hey, this is wrong? You know, yeah, peer pressure is like really freaking. And I don't, it's a shame. It's even with adults. Peer pressure. Okay, American veteran. There we go. Donald Trump is a lying scumbag, and anyone trying to change the narrative of January 6th in support of him is a scum as well. I thought maybe he said all, but it should be. He's doing Mangled News too, man. Yeah, way to go. There is no discussion. They are cowards and a mob of insurrectionists. Even if all they do is talk in support of Trump's action that day, still scum. I want to start seeing more of these hearings. Why don't they? They got all these arrests. Why don't they put more show those hearings? Okay. One thing they did do in that hearing yesterday, it was really cool, is the police officer actually defined the difference between the Black Lives Matter protests and the actual insurrection. And it was like, not one time did he ever think that the people in Black Lives Matter protests were actually trying to overthrow the government. Bingo! So, Kevin McCarthy, make no mistake, the threat of bringing masks back is not a decision based on science, but a decision conjured up by literal government officials who want to continue to live in a perpetual pandemic state. That's Kevin McCarthy said that. Okay, Sergeant Joker says Kevin McCarthy spreading his anti-mask and anti-vax messaging from Putin is a threat to our national security and the health of our nation. GOP leader is a traitor to the United States. He is. Yes, he is. McCarthy is a sick mother. Okay. I don't know what she's talking about. So anyway, let's get the real news here. Let's get some real news. Here you go. Oh, here's something. Here's news. You probably didn't see this. Forbes.com 5 hours ago. China triggers 1 trillion market meltdown, and it's just getting started. Okay. The first real crisis of Chinese President Xi Jinping's tenure was in the summer of 2015 when Shanghai stocks collapsed. A 30% plunge in the market in just a few weeks began hitting the Wall Street stocks too. That put Xi's team in all-out emergency mode. It pulled out all the stops, lowering interest rates, easing leverage limits, cutting reserve requirements, halting initial public offerings, shutting off trading in thousands of listed companies, letting punters use apartments as collateral to buy shares, calling on average Chinese to buy the market out of patriotism. It worked, too. In the years to follow, the market soared. By 2018, Shanghai shares were added to the MSCI index as Beijing opened more and more channels for international investors to bet on China Incorporated. Given the chaos of 2015 and China's success and move beyond it, why is Beijing pushing the market back to the brink? Okay, this is indeed a fair description of recent events in China. Beijing's unexpected role as marketing wrecking ball arguably began in November when the country's regulators scrapped what would have been history's biggest initial public offering. Pulling the rug out from under the $37 billion IPO, Jack Ma's Ant Group had planned left investors surprised and confused. At the time, China's regulators claimed they had hit the brakes on Ant out of caution. They needed to get the regulatory right to reduce systematic risk of the financial system. So something shit's going on down there, motherfucker. China triggers 1 million market meltdown, and it's just getting started. If you want to see that story, it's Forbes.com 5 hours ago. Wow. 1 trillion market meltdown? Is that it? See, that's what I mean. And he's freaking right. Some journalists are great. Some of them just like to write and write and get you to the very last sentence, and then they'll tell you why. And then they'll tell you what's up. Meanwhile, you got to read all this other freaking bullshit. Look, I just read about what something happened in the past. Now, it just started with something, Great. I pulled a teaser out there, and you guys got to read it, because I'm not going to spend all day on one freaking article. No, ain't happening. Sorry. All right. NationalReview.com. Yesterday, 8:35 p.m. Seattle mayor proposes rebuilding depleted police force after violent weekend. All right, what the hell's going on that? Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin called to rebuild the city's police force after the area recorded 6 separate shootings over the weekend. Only 6? Lady, you're behind. Holy shit. If you had 6 of them, whoa, it's scary now. In Seattle yet. As a city, we cannot continue on this current trajectory of losing police officers. Wait a minute. Okay. Durkin said during press conference on Monday, over the past 17 months, the Seattle Police Department has lost 250 police officers, which is the equivalent of over 300,000 service hours. We're on path to losing 300 police officers. She noted that while the city has focused on creating meaningful alternatives to policing by redirecting funding to community-based groups, that the city has an obligation to still continue constitutional policing and respond to 911 calls. It is a false choice between community-led solutions and police officers. They didn't mean that shit. You know what? They're so screwed up. You can't defund the police. They're talking about. See, she even got this community. All right. By community-based policing, they meant stick the freaking cops in the neighborhood, in each one of the communities. You don't have them all in one big headquarters and go riding around with their police cars and just sit freaking drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, and eating donuts. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's some of them do. Get them out there on the beat. Get them out there on the beat, man. Okay, it is a false choice between community-led solutions and police officers. She said, we need both. Durkin announced that she plans to submit a proposal to hire more police officers, not unexpected, losing these number of officers when city leaders talk about cutting the department by 50%, the mayor said. You will lose employees, family needs security, workers, even police officers need working conditions that support them. And it's the same with all these people that are trying to hire, but they don't expect to raise. They're not going to raise their money, their wages. People are just. That's like Wall Street Journal. I said earlier, and people just don't want to work for fucking cheap no more. They're tired of it. And you bet your ass. You bet your ass the Republicans are doing everything they can to keep people down. As long as you're struggling, you're going to keep working and keep making them richer. If they keep you down, they don't have to share. That's the whole point of the Republican Party now. Keep those people down. Keep them down so they have to struggle. Because if they have to struggle, then that means they're going to keep working and making us richer. We don't have to share a dime. Okay. Okay. So here's the other one, thehill.com. Okay, I got a minute and a half, bub. I'm having a good time. Are you? Maybe. Biden says Russia spreading misinformation ahead of the 22 elections. President Biden said Tuesday that he has been briefed on Russia's efforts to spread misinformation related to the 2022 midterm elections. Look what Russia is doing already about the 2020 elections and misinformation, Biden said during a speech at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, referencing information he said was contained in his president's daily brief. It's a pure violation of our sovereignty. Biden said the intelligence community needs to take on the rampant disinformation that is making it harder and harder for people to assess the facts, be able to make decisions. Biden repeatedly referenced Chinese Vladimir Putin during his remarks, saying at one point that he believes Russia's weakened economy makes Putin more dangerous in the cyber realm. The intelligence communities previously assessed that Russia sought to interfere in both the 2016 and 2020 presidential elections on orders from Putin. A report made public earlier this year said Russia acted to boost former President Trump and damage Biden's candidacy. Russia has denied interfering in U.S. elections. What do you expect? They're frickin' liars. So that's it. I had a great day. Did you have a good day? I had fun. Time to go. People want to see that Mojo. People want to listen to that Mojo R&B show. So let's go ahead. We're going to say goodbye to them people, and then we'll say goodbye to you. I had fun. I don't know if you did, but I did. I had a lot of fun. So let's just go ahead and do that shit, okay? And I'll say goodbye to you guys. Where's my thing at? I don't know what the hell's going on there. Here we go. That's it. Okay, bye. All right. So let's go to do that. Okay, we're going to do this. Be careful, go get that Rona and all this other shit. Okay? So anyway, that's just
Mangled news.
almost done.